the younger generation. We've got a better voice than the older generation.
It's, of course, the main man, Virgil van Dijk. This is not my dad's team. This is not Alan Shearer's team. This is our team. I'm 24 years old.
In the next couple of years, I think Salah makes that right wing spot his own. He'll die on that hill. He'll go down as the greatest right winger Premier League history.
Like my mates that don't support Liverpool, they were like, why are they so excited about this guy? These are the players that Jurgen Klopp turns into superstars.
If you put an all-time Liverpool 11 together, Mo Salah's in it. That's good enough for me.
I think he's the perfect Klopp player. He's everything he asks of him and more. The way he fights for the ball, the way he presses, his interchangeability along the front three.
Unreal. FA Cup Final tomorrow. And what a game. Two teams, two giants of the game. One bigger than the other, hence why the two Liverpool fans are sitting on top of the two Chelsea fans. That were sitting on top of you in the league. We sat on top of you in the Carabao Cup. We're going to sit on top of you in the FA Cup. Look, Chelsea have lost the plot, guys. What is this? Why are Jorginho and Lukaku, you guys can't see, but why are they having a paddling pool fight the day before the cup final? They've lost the plot, people.
It's manipulation tactics, isn't it?
Whoa, pause.
Yeah, big.
But yeah, everyone, welcome back to Young Bucks. Sorry we've been away. Being Young Bucks. Well, me being the youngest Buck here. I actually had exams, so I had to. Grizz told me off every time I came onto the channel. He'd slap my wrist and tell me to focus on my studies, which I did. And now I'm back. For the main job. And Ben's back. How are we first, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Very good. Busy schedule for me as well. Recently, I've not done too much content on my channel and for the terrace or anything. So, yeah, I'm refreshed and ready to go for the last few games, mate. So, yeah, look forward to it.
And here we are. We have a bit of Young Bucks heritage. A man who made history with us. He was on the first ever Young Bucks show. The one take I took from his that stood well with me was that this man rated Steven Gerrard better than Frank Lampard, and
I respect that.
I respect him, and I respect him as a man. It's the man. Abs, how we doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Obviously, gassed to get into this. Good to be back on the channel. Last time I had a bigger afro. That's a new change. And yeah, hopefully this should be a little bit of a vibe, man.
Yeah, it was looking like Jermaine Jackson last time, isn't it?
This guy, man. Jermaine Jackson,
Finally, we've got a man who's bravely come back after he was with us before the Carabao Cup final. He talked a big game then. I'm sure he's going to talk a big game now. It's Arjun, aka Mr. Eden to Glory, holding on to the good old days. How we doing, mate?
All good. Ready for the big one tomorrow. So yeah, it's all good, bro.
I want to shout out everyone in chat. I know Stefan, I missed you, mate. Dow's the OG. How we doing? City Oil, yeah. City Money, Sean. What we doing? We're gonna get into all of it. But first, to all 21 of you here right now, there's one thing I really, really need you to do, and that's to hit that like button. Because rumor has it, if you hit that like button, the more chance there is that the team you want to win tomorrow wins. So that's a little rumor I heard. But yeah, other than that, little quick show notes. I'm just gonna, ask the boys a few questions. I want to see what's going on the Chelsea side. Last time I spoke to them, they had an owner, or they had a war criminal in charge. So now it looks like they've gone straight. And we'll see how that plays out for the team in the future. But first of all, I want to go to my boy Ben. How are we feeling, mate? Are you confident? Got one trophy under the belt. Is the quadruple still on? What's it looking like tomorrow, mate?
First of all, the quadruple's not on. Let's just get that out of the way. Yeah, I've never bought into it on any stream, whether it's been my channel. I mean, I started to get into it a little bit when we crawled it back into it, but I feel like the whole quadruple stuff's always been other people talking about it more than Liverpool fans. So for me, it was never really a possibility. It's never been done before. Didn't think it was going to happen. City are the league champions now. Congratulations to them. But yeah, no. If you asked me just a week or a week and a half ago, I would have been the most confident person on the planet. In fact, I tweeted out that the FA Cup is ours. I was that confident. But the last couple performances from us, I've seen a couple things in there which make me think like, I don't know, man. Like we need to get back to our best for this game, and we've not been at our best. We've not been anywhere near our best in the last few games. Going back to like Newcastle away. Really, I think that was when I kind of expected it though, mate, because like the amount of games we're playing, right? There was always going to be a point in the season where we still, we're still in everything, of course, but we're not going to just blow teams away. You have to kind of pick and choose when you attack. You know what I mean? Just because of the amount of minutes these boys are getting in behind the belts, but I'm still confident. I think we'll win it tomorrow. But like, yeah, I don't know. I feel it's more of an even game now. I don't know. Something's just telling me now, like from this point, like they have more of a chance. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the Fabinho injury. Maybe it's that. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I think we'll win, like I say, but yeah, I back my boys. Always confident, man. Always.
I do understand your point, mate. I think we're sort of we're not slowing down, but like that. For example, that Tottenham game was a perfect example of like how it's been. Like that first half, we were relentless. I thought that was one of our best. Like, ignore it was 0-0 at halftime. That first half was one of our best performances all season. But look, Villa, bloody hell, that was end to end. I did not feel good in that game.
Mm-mm.
I was shouting at players that have done us so well, and it was frustrating. But look, it's the FA Cup final. I think form goes out the window. Ali is still a quadruple believer. Ben, you're sounding like you're in a press conference there playing mental warfare with Pep Guardiola. But
no, listen, mate. Just the way I've always worked, like if you just accept it, or if you just tell yourself something is not going to happen, if it does happen, it's going to feel a million times better. People like Hassam that are on spaces on Twitter all day saying, and I respect this, by the way, this ain't a dig at anyone that says this, but if you keep saying, oh, we're going to win the league, and then it goes to the last day or the game before and we don't, you're going to feel depleted. But for me now, I can go and watch those games. I think I didn't really expect it. So if we don't win the league, so what? We got hopefully the FA Cup tomorrow, Carabao, and Champions League final. So we could still have the best season of my lifetime. So you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not that deep, man.
No, I agree, mate. Abs, what's it like in the Chelsea camp? What's the mood? Is it the opposite? Are Chelsea more confident than they were, or is this recent run of form getting you a bit worried for the big day?
Bro, you know what happened? They swapped out Chelsea and they put. I think what they did was they probably watched the Mother Teresa documentary in it, because they were giving out 3 points to all these dead teams in it, and yes, what was it? We were so. Even do you know what? You see that Leeds game? You know that time where you're so relieved. You're just so relieved after you just see something nice. That's what it was. I wasn't even happy that we're getting Leeds relegated, because for my own personal reasons I really don't like Leeds, and what's it called? All the fact that it was just a very good performance. It was just relief, because that was the first very good game of football we played since probably the game where we beat Real Madrid 3-2 at the Bernabeu and just about lost it. So now we're not coming on a good run of form, but what I will say, it is not all doom and gloom in it, because there's been times where we've not been playing particularly well in the build-up to something major, and we pulled out some unreal performance. So we've ended up, last year, for example, we won the Champions League. We lost to the Pagans, Arsenal. We lost to Aston Villa. We drew with Brighton, and we lost 5-2 to West Brom at the Bridge in the build-up to that. And then we went and beat Manchester City. So I'm quietly confident, but I need to know if these players have the mentality. And that Lukaku guy, listen, I know he's been on good form, but there's a reason why it's called small game Romelu, innit? So he can't start for me.
Alex, you've not addressed the main game in this run of form, mate. Fat Frank getting one over on his old club. What's that all about, man?
I respect Super Frankie Lampard.
Fat Frank, that's what we call him on this channel, bro.
And he's keeping Everton up. Yeah, that was not good. And I had quite a few Liverpool fans. They were saying, you man had one job just to send these guys down.
To beat them, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
It just is what it is. So we've not been playing particularly well. I think it's pretty obvious now that a lot of these players have to go. Hopefully, with Todd Bowley coming in, some of them, because I don't think all of them will, some of them get moved on this summer. And and the guys who actually have a future at this club, there's only about 6 of them, maybe 7.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the Chelsea way, though, isn't it?
No,
it's the Chelsea way. Let's with no loyalty, no.
6 players are staying.
6 players. I personally I want to keep in it. The others, if they left, honestly, I wouldn't lose sleep over them. Those guys are the 7 untouchables.
Name the 7, just real quick before Arjun goes.
All right, so Edouard Mendy, Thiago Silva.
Not the best keeper in the world, by the way, but yeah, carry on.
It's a bit of bad run of form, bro. Talk about Salah when it comes to that, innit? Who else? Chilwell, Reese's Pieces, Reece James, Kovacic,
Mr. Obese.
Havertz, Mount, and maybe Chalobah. The others.
Well, he's saying bye to Kante then, yeah. If it's up to you.
Kante, listen.
Cash in.
I love N'Golo Kante to pieces. I've said it on the stream before. I love him more than certain family members. No cap.
Wow.
But for me, nah, man, he's on the decline. He's on the decline, man.
Well, you're not getting sure many, so forget about that.
We might cop him in it. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, bro.
Right. First of all, I want to say shout out to the legend None Your Business back in the building.
Oh.
I missed you, fella. You know what?
Royalty, mate. He is.
Royalty.
Big up None Your Business.
They're gonna have a stand named after him one day in a Young Bucks arena.
We'll have a statue, mate, like that Aguero statue.
What, the Tony Cruz statue?
Yeah.
What a mess! I've never seen a good statue ever.
Well, what about the old Ronaldo statue, the one they messed up, where they messed up?
Oh, bro. Did anyone watch Art Attack back in the day, bro? Look like the face from Art
Man.
Sean, this is a banging question, and it wasn't in the list of questions, but we're gonna do this at the end. There's 2 things I've added to the end of the score predictions, and I don't want to see any of you Chelsea fans, being petty.
Can we make a rule for that question though? We can't say the main one, the Champions League goal score. We can't say that. There has to be something else.
And Chelsea fans can't say Slippy game.
Oh, don't worry, that's not my favorite.
Oh, that's not even my head.
Right,
that's not my favorite. It was funny, but it's not my favorite.
All right, fine. We're gonna add this, and we're gonna add. Sean also wants to know our Eurovision predictions, so we're gonna
last, mate. UK last.
We're gonna add that to the agenda. Arjun, before we get deep, I wanna also hear how you're feeling, mate. I know you're a very confident man. You're going to the game tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, I am going tomorrow. I'm on a really bad record with finals at the moment. I can't remember the last time we won a final at Wembley. So
that's great.
Well, we won in 2018, and I wasn't even there. So
that's amazing.
But, nah, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. I have hope, but we've been awful recently. The Leeds game doesn't fill me with any confidence. Like, it's Leeds. Like, they won after what I saw against Arsenal last week on Sunday. They are terrible. They need to go down. Like I said, even when they were 16th a couple of weeks ago, they were going down. I always thought Everton would stay up, but it's Chelsea in a one-off game. So that's the only thing that gives me hope at the moment, I guess.
It's Chelsea against Liverpool, and I always say this. I say this every time with Chelsea's around the horizon. No matter what form Chelsea are in, they always turn up against Liverpool. I don't know what you guys have against us, but you always play. You always play well for some reason, and we could go in thinking, "Oh, we're so confident, we're whatever." But I don't know, like even that cup final, you just have a way of playing against us that scares me, and I know the reason why, but that will come out in my on the pivot blog post. So quick plug there. I want to stick with the Chelsea theme, and I stick with you, Arjun. Last 2 cup finals, FA Cup finals. I believe 1-0 loss to Leicester and 2-1 to Arsenal.
We got cheated in both.
Yeah, or you
We
keep
actually
10
got
men on the
cheated in both.
pitch.
I can actually pick up
You
each
know,
incident right
The,
now.
off,
We
the
got
offside,
cheated
the
in both.
offside lines are drawn in a horizontal line.
Can I say
Chilwell
as well, we were robbed of a goal in the Carabao Cup Final as well. Which
Yeah, Joel
nobody
Matip's
ever mentioned.
just in
Yeah,
the goal.
nobody ever mentions that one. But
Oh, we were robbed off one as well, but no, I'll be honest with you. You see the Leicester one, it wasn't so much of a robbery, that one. I don't think. I
Nah,
think
the
it just-
Tielemans on handball as well. I mean,
I know, but the thing is, we just genuinely didn't turn up. It's the Arsenal one, and especially because it's the, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna be a good lad today. It's that Arsenal one where they actually robbed us. You see that Anthony Taylor guy? There's a reason why Chelsea fans hate him, because he's got the biggest agenda against my club. He robbed us in 2 back-to-back FA Cup finals against Arsenal at the same stadium. Different dates, I think. The only difference is one, the manager was Wenger, and the next time the manager was Arteta. That's it.
Wenger and Arteta, same. Man, Arsenal are FA Cup heritage though. Sometimes it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Only
But
heritage, isn't it?
yeah, they've got that European heritage. Daniel Moran, look, we don't need to. Okay, yeah, we'll add that to the agenda as well because we could go all day. We could go all day here. But yeah, Arjun, I want to ask you: do you think that those finals are gonna play a psychological element on the players? Are they gonna say, "Oh, we've already lost 2 cups"? How do you think it's gonna go? Do you think they're gonna shrink? Do you think they're gonna be extra determined to win the final? I think it's weird because you'd say normally there's always a team coming into a final or whatever with a sort of underdog mentality, and normally that's the team like you sort of would say has more fight or more desire to get into to win the game, and sometimes they win finals just through pure desire of winning it. And you say Chelsea losing 2 cup finals, well, 3 cup finals in a row now, and Liverpool getting the edge of them in the Carabao Cup. How do you think it's gonna play on the players' minds?
I think the FA Cup. I don't think the Carabao in February will bother them. That might rile them up a little bit more. So like, look, we've lost to them early in the season, unfortunate circumstances, but then we can get them back for that. But the FA Cup one, I think this is the last time this group is going to play together properly in a final. I think you got Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Christensen, and Alonso all going. More senior faces will go as well. It's the last time this group will play a final together, so they can turn up together. I think they've got a lot to prove tomorrow, but I don't think the past defeats will bother them that much. To be fair, I think it will rile them up more than anything, and might work in our favour. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess it could go either one or two ways. You've got all those players that are probably going to leave. Are they really going to give it their all, or are they going to give it their all because it is their final game and they feel like they owe something to the club? So look, it could go either way. Rudiger could get overzealous with Salah, which to be fair, he's defended well against Salah, which he has. But look, we've got people trying to prove their own point. Ben, Mr. Thiago, Mr. Carabao Cup Final. How crucial was that? How crucial he's going to be against Chelsea? Because look, big game Thiago. We saw what he did to City. How are we seeing that?
Thiago Alcantara was signed to play in these games, mate. To get take our midfield to that step further, because it was already decent midfield, but just signing someone as good as Thiago, and I know he got a lot of nonsense thrown at him in his first season, which was just crazy looking back now. But he's a special player, mate, and special players playing these big games, and he's done everything in football, literally everything, apart from with Spain. He doesn't really get into their team for some unknown reason, but yeah, once he's done this, and once he's won a Premier League with us, which I believe he will, even if it's not this season, he would have completed the game. So obviously I was at the Carabao final about 10 minutes before kickoff. They made an announcement that he did something in the warm-up, and everyone's like, that's just typical, isn't it? Like, we've signed this guy, he's finally got in a great run of form, showing the Thiago Alcantara that we all thought we'd signed, and now it's his biggest game in a Liverpool shirt, pretty much, and he's just done something whilst kicking a ball in the warm-up. Then obviously Dabi has to come in, who, by the way, played exceptionally well, having only been given like 5-10 minutes notice. I thought he did really well to lock down Kante in the midfield, but I don't know. I love Naby, like that's my guy. Everyone knows, but there's still a gap between Thiago and Naby. Anyone can see that. He's our best midfielder by an absolute mile. And tomorrow, I just hope he delivers. And I'm confident. Like when Thiago plays, and the proof's in the pudding. If you look at the stats, we don't lose games. I don't know if we lost a game this season where he started.
The
Games we lost
have,
was Curtis Jones, Milner, Henderson's, Ox's, those kind of midfielders.
Was it not in Milan? The second leg.
You know what? I always forget about that game.
Did he start that game?
I can't. Yeah, I think he did actually. Hold on.
I don't think he did. I know Van Dijk started that, which is his Anfield.
You know what? I have no idea because that game for me, it never happened. Because it was already basically that the job was done. Like I just forget that game ever happened. No, it was Curtis Jones, Fabinho, Thiago. So that's what I'm saying, man. Even there, you've got Curtis Jones starting, and that's no shade on Curtis Jones, like none at all. I think he's a brilliant young player, but I don't know, man.
He's not in that. So we've probably got 4 standout midfielders at the moment. I'd say Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson, and Keita, who are sort of occupying the main roles. So.
The other thing is, though, it's just kind of flipped now. Like, I know Fabinho has been in poor form. Like, everyone knows he's not been anywhere near his best recently. But you'd still have him in there, wouldn't you? You'd still start Fabinho in a cup final. But now he's not there. You've got Henderson in the 6. So, again, I think he's done really well in the 6 this season. He's been far better in the 6 than he has just playing his normal position. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. But, yeah, I think everyone's got to put a shift in tomorrow. On the ball, everything.
On that, before I go to the Chelsea team, I think, and this might sound controversial, whatever you want to make it, people, and like this video because I'm going to say something out there, but I think Jordan Henderson in the 6 might be more effective than Fabinho in the 6 against Chelsea. I'll tell you why. Because Chelsea, how do they like to play against us? They're normally like 3 little pests up front running in and around us, whether it's a Mount, Havertz, or I don't know, Pulisic. Pulisic always turns up against us. I don't know why.
Captain America, bro.
Captain America.
The LeBron James of soccer.
Too bad he can't do it. He can't do the gritty.
He ain't playing tomorrow.
Whoever. And normally Chelsea are so effective against us by having people that they don't really put people up against Van Dijk and Matip, but they have people sort of running off our midfield. And probably if we were to say Fabinho has one weakness, it's probably that he has a slow turn of pace. Yeah. Whereas I feel like sometimes they run off Fabinho. They don't engage with him. Because if you engage with him, like, look, he's called the Octopus, whatever, Henry the Hoover, whatever, for whatever reason. The Lighthouse.
That's actually what his nickname is. They call him the Lighthouse.
So he likes playing in front of him, but he doesn't like people playing off him and running off him. And I think that was a massive problem at Stamford Bridge. I think Henderson wasn't in the best of form, and we let Pulisic sort of keep running through that channel. But I think Henderson's sort of more dynamic, more. I like him in the 6. I think every game he's played in the 6. Perfect. And for me, that Thiago
game in the 6.
Who?
Again, it's a big team like Hendo, because you've always got Fabinho, haven't you?
Yeah, that is actually the truth. That's a true point.
So when you're playing better quality players, pressing you that extra little second less.
I agree, but it's hard because Fabinho is. I'm not like he's amazing, but I feel like stylistically to match up against Chelsea, Henderson in the 6, I think might actually be something like, what's it called, where it just falls into your lap. Like it might actually work because Chelsea have had us on the ropes. I'm not going to lie, this season, like Carabao Cup Final, Mason Mount probably should have won you that game. After the first 20 minutes at Stamford Bridge, like we looked awful. And that's with midfield runners, just third man runners constantly off us. So Fabinho, look, he's going to go down a legend, I think, at the club. But let's see. I'm more concerned about our 2 8s being Keita and Thiago, because they absolutely ruined City at Wembley. And I think if they can ruin City's midfield, they can ruin Chelsea's midfield. But Anyway, enough about Liverpool. We've got two. Are they Champions League yet? Nearly. Two Chelsea fans in the chat. In the building. Abs, what's the Chelsea team looking like? Is it? I know there's a few midfield injuries here and there. Kante, Kovacic. I know Tuchel might be risking them. Maybe. What do you think Chelsea should do in the middle midfield? Because I still think Kante and Kovacic as a pair probably your best pair. But I know you got Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek in there. How do you think it's gonna go?
Now make sure you say his name right. It's Jennifer in it. And you see when it comes to Jorginho, that's Jorginho. So you see when it comes to Kante and cover, my only issue with Kante and cover is that, listen, you see Jorginho isn't the most mobile player, but at least he kind of gives you that Thiago kind of thing where he can low-key control games when he's on it. Whereas with Kante and cover, they're not midfielders who like to sit. They don't have to move, regardless of how good they are. So, obviously, Kovacic being out, I really want to play him, but I really don't want to play him for two reasons. He's been our best midfielder this season and has carried our midfield at times. But I also don't want him to get a long-term injury because if you guys have been following us recently, the tackle they got from Dan James was on the exact same ankle he got the injury against what's their names? Palace in the semi-final. So as a result of that, it's probably looking a bit worse. I heard it's just a swollen ankle. Hopefully it's nothing too deep. But is
he out of the game?
I genuinely, I don't think
today.
I think he'll play. For some reason, I do think he'll play because he's our best midfielder. And Kante has just been struggling with injuries for a very long time. I feel sorry for him because he's been overplayed because he has to carry some absolute scrubs in midfield. Like that Love Island star Loftus-Cheek, and then you've got Jennifer next to him as well. So it just gets a bit fun like that. But yeah, other than that, we've not really got many other injuries. Our defense seems to be fit. Thiago Silva got a rest against Leeds, so he should be back fully fit for this game. Rudiger hasn't been on the best run of form, but he was good against Leeds as well. And Christensen, I don't want to see you anywhere near the team. You pack your bags and you're off to Barca. So yeah, that's it. We've only really got Kovacic and Kante, and obviously Chilwell's out, and I think Hudson-Odoi.
Who's playing centre back?
So who do I think is going to play? I think it's going to be
Rudiger,
Chalobah. Oh,
Chalobah played in their Carabao as well.
Yeah,
as being his final as well, he's captain.
Naby kicked his ball.
Yeah, bro, man hit him with a low blow. No, but you know what it is though? You see with Chalobah, I read some. I don't really want to jinx it, but I probably will anyway. I read some stat that for every game he started, in terms of 90-minute games, we've won all of them. Like, there's not been.
Bro, is that against relegation fodder?
No, he started against.
No,
us.
I think it's like 18 or 19 games.
He's not lost them. He started.
Not lost. Yeah.
Not lost. Not.
16 wins, 3 draws.
Hang on.
What's the Khanage stat, Ben? Pull up the Khanage stat. It's like
never lost.
Yeah, Kanate's never lost either. So two can play this game.
In the game,
we'll be losing tomorrow. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Chalobah in there, but I don't know. For some reason, I think that Chalobah playing in midfield might actually work for us because, for one simple reason,
not yet.
If Kovacic is out and if Kante is not fully fit, I need a midfield I can trust because Ruben does not defend and Jorginho is a hologram. He's basically an accident waiting to happen sometimes, especially in high-intensity games.
Surely you put Reece James in there.
No, because then we've got nothing on the right.
That's what he offers on that.
Yeah, you need to threat down the right.
You got Spaghettel or whatever his name is.
Right.
From my memory as well, Reece came off the bench, didn't he, in the Carabao? I think, in extra time.
It was his first game back.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. They rushed him, but so 90 minutes from Reece could be big.
And he was crazy.
We'll see. He's got a fit and
crazy. Did you see Luis Diaz? What he did to him?
Yeah. So what? He got cooked once. So what? We're gonna talk about the times Trent got cooked but played a ridiculous ball.
When did Trent get cooked? By who?
Trent gets cooked. Trent's been cooked all the time, man. But I'm not gonna.
Abs, you know that's not true, man. You know it's not
He's
true.
been
Don't follow
cooked.
Abs. Don't follow the narrative, bro. Make up your mind.
No,
Come on.
I didn't say Trent's a dead defender. I said he's been cooked, which is
You've
fine.
been
'cause
watching too
everything
much
that-
Terry from Football Terry. Shut up.
No.
What defender's never been cooked? I've seen Maldini being
I've
cooked.
seen Branislav get cooked, mate. When I was a
I
kid,
know.
bro.
No, but this is the thing. I never said that Trent is a rubbish defender. I just said he's been cooked.
Yeah, he has. He
fair.
has.
Fair.
Yes.
Arjun, I'm gonna keep this conversation away from Abs because all sorts of expletives, whatever, is gonna come out of his mouth. But Romelu Lukaku, does he deserve to start? This guy's been on form. He's your £100 million signing. He looks happy. He's throwing water at Jorginho in the paddling pool at wherever Cobham or whatever it is. Does he deserve to start? Because look, he was this close, but he was offside against us.
He wasn't. He just wasn't offside. I can't believe they gave that offside. He just wasn't.
They're not gonna butcher the lines in a Carabao Cup final. You're either beyond the line. It was close. Yeah, it was close. And
Close.
look,
Omer was onside.
it's the rules are the rules. Like we can't change them. You can change them in the summer for next
Liverpool
season,
rules.
but the rules are the rules. Like it's just
Right. Anyway,
everyone's Lukaku. Does he start? Would you start him? And how would you use him in this?
I see the argument for him starting, but I don't think he should start. I think if Lukaku plays in a big game, from what I've seen, and in certain games, he gets. I think personally, if he starts tomorrow, it's a disaster waiting to happen. He'll get less than 20 touches, and you'll think, "What if?" I promise you, just don't. He's not going to win physically with Van Dijk and Khanage. He might win a ball here and there. He's quick, I guess. He'd get him in the channel, but if you're going to do that, nah, you can't start Lukaku. The form, okay, he's been good, but it's Wolves who were on the beach. Don't know how we didn't beat them, and Leeds, as I said, are terrible. Lukaku, for me, he can't start, and if he does, it'll be a big, big mistake from Tuchel. He can't start tomorrow. You will be effectively playing with 10 players. I promise you. He can't start tomorrow. Has to be, for me, Havertz, Mount, and I'd lean towards Werner because of the big Wembley pitch. But I could understand if he went for Pulisic. There's no other option.
Oh, well, I'd rather. Oh, I don't know actually. Werner or Pulisic, because whoever plays there, they're just gonna hit that channel behind Trent. But
that's why I think he'll go for Werner,
which is
and take him off early.
But I mean, that depends on how good our press is. It's like
But if you remember the game at Anfield early in the season, it was Havertz, Lukaku, Mount, which I went with for a while. But I think Tuchel said today that it's either Lukaku or Havertz. It's not both.
Really?
Yeah, it's not both.
Yeah, it needs to be Havertz.
I think it has to be Havertz. Big game player.
Do you know why? The only thing I'd say is the reason I could see Lukaku starting is because obviously to avoid the small game Romelu, allegations.
Like a point to prove thing, yeah.
Yeah, and also because no, man, you can't really imagine what that does mentally for someone if they've been on form, well, recently at least, then you just drop them when they're like hot. So there's no guarantee he'll flop. It's likely that he will flop if he starts, but there's also an argument to say.
More recently, the last few games, he's been subpar. So, it's a tight one.
No, but he was good against. He was very good against Wolves. Not just his goals, all round he's fantastic. Leeds, he didn't need to score for me because he was fantastic in that game as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of the biggest Lukaku haters out there. And I'm just saying as I see it. So I don't know, man. Part of me wants to, give him the benefit of the doubt, but part of me also.
It's a final. We can't do benefits of the doubt. He dug his own grave.
I know. Listen, I hope Havertz starts and then we win the trophy so that he don't get too pissed afterwards, innit?
Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben. Mohamed Salah, the Football Writers Association Footballer of the Year, the soon to be crowned Premier League Player of the Season and PFA Players Player of the Season. And I don't want to hear any of this KDB nonsense from anyone.
The man who's been missing since January. Where is Mo?
Right. We'll come to that. Okay, fair enough. There are questions to be had. I don't see why there are questions to be had. Fair. His scoring form's gone off the boil. I still think he's been a good enough threat. Probably hasn't hit the heights that amazing heights he hit, but he's played some key moments since he's come back from AFCON. He's only human. Is this the stage? Is this his time to become Liverpool's main man and cement himself as that guy? Ben?
It has to be. I'm sorry, but look, we've hyped him up for so long. Like, you know, you just said it there. PFA, Football Writers, best in the world. You know, these are the games he has to deliver, and you know, he scored a penalty against Spurs in the Champions League final. But apart from that, we're not been in too many finals, but he's not had that legacy moment yet in a final. I mean, that was it. Sure, a goal to put us 1-0 up in the Champions League final. It doesn't matter if it's from the penalty spot, whatever. But I feel like he just needs a moment, and there has been critics, and I've been a very big critic of him recently because I know what you're saying, mate, about like his chances and his creativity and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this guy was on 20 goals back in February or March. He's only on 22 now. Like, we were all saying, like, oh, he's going to break his own record. Like, he's nowhere near it now. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to slander him too much because since he's come in, he's been one of the best forwards I've ever seen at my club. Like, last season, he literally dragged us over the line to third. This season, for 6 or 7 months, was hands down the best player in the country, potentially the world. So, yeah, I think there's so many factors you could look at. The amount of minutes he's played, going to AFCON, playing, what was it, like 120 minutes games of football?
The whole run was he went to extra time. Like, he had no breather.
I think after that he should have just been sent away on holiday and just maybe we played without him for another couple of weeks or so, because I think you can see it, like it's just not that. He's just not got that, you know, whatever he had before, where it just made you know, like as soon as the game kicked off, he was scoring at least a goal. It's just not been there. And my brother was saying this to me the other day, actually. Maybe the signing of Luis Diaz it's elevated us, of course. Like, he's been sensational. We've been really good going forward. But maybe now there's a focus on the left-hand side because he hasn't been getting that many chances down the right. And when he does get the chance, he's always got like 2 plays to get past, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's something not quite right with Salah at the minute, and I believe he's going to get back into his form. You know, he's going to be crucial tomorrow. He's going to be crucial against Madrid in the final. But yeah, I really hope he has a moment tomorrow. He has scored against Chelsea, of course, before that wonder goal from outside the box. That was 18-19, wasn't it?
That was also off a run of bad form. That was off a run of very bad form.
Scored at the Bridge in January as well. That was a nice goal.
Scored a good goal against Chelsea earlier. So he has
done it. So yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
You know, he's got 3 goals against us.
Look, on your point, I think Diaz obviously he's been a breath of fresh air. I still think Salah probably gets double, triple teamed so much, and Diaz sort of isolates players. And to be honest, look, if that stays the same, Salah doesn't score a goal, but we win all our games from now until the end of the season. Who cares? I don't care. I don't care about. At the end of the day, it's the old saying. It's the old man saying. I care about the badge on the front, not the name on the back. So look, I love Salah, and he's too good to go on this quiet, which is the best thing about him. So yeah, I want to quickly answer this question. Question here, lads, from Elliot. Thank you.
This is my guy, by the way. This is my guy.
Shout out Ben's guy. Question here, lads. We keep saying if Chelsea lose this, it's a failure of a season. What if Liverpool lose? There's a chance they could end the season. Look, if we end the season with a Carabao Cup, I don't want to see people saying, oh, it's an automatic failure. Like, fine. From the position we're in, we want at least another trophy, yeah? And we'd be heartbroken right now with just a Carabao Cup. Yeah, fine. But, like, let's not look at the season and say it's going to go to waste. It's gone to waste just because, like, of what we've done. I'm going to be broken if that happens. But, like, I'm not going to answer this question. We're winning a lot. We're winning
to be fair, I kind of think it is a failure. I'm not going to lie. If it's just the Carabao Cup, mate, we say we've got the best player in every position. We all do it. We say we got the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
You know, right now we're
It's
in every competition. We're still in the Premier League technically, even though I say it's
context
done.
though. Like
I get it, but I mean, if this chance passes by, there's no guarantees in football. There's no guarantee we'll be in another Champions League final on the clock. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but we've got to
have
also
to take your
trust.
moments.
We got to trust sort of the Klopp process, I guess.
Of course,
I
100%.
understand your point. And it is what it is. But for me, it's context. I think from the position we are in now, I understand people saying it is failure. But like, look, last season we finished the season. We were on cloud 9 because we qualified for the Champions League, and this season's already been better than that in a way. So it is the context of the season, and I guess in the context right now, it's a failure. But
we don't know the answer, do we, until May, the whatever, June, whatever. Once the season's done, we'll have another stream and we'll discuss what's happened or what hasn't happened. So
yeah, May 28th, I think. Danny Moran, Mane will be the difference maker. He is the man. To
finished
be fair,
football player, mate. I heard.
He was never finished, man.
Nah, Mane's got that.
Even our own fans were saying it, bro.
To be fair, our own fans, I don't know why I got onto his back very quickly. This guy, I just love him, man. If any of that OG front three, Mane, Salah, Firmino, if any of them go, I'm gonna cry. So look, I want them to stay. Right. So Abs, Chelsea's key men. I want you to talk us through who you think Chelsea are gonna rely on to get them a result in this game.
So since he got his haircut, Money Mace, obviously, Lil Durk down the right hand side, Reece James, and what's his name, and Kai Havertz. And if he plays, and I really and again I'm still torn because I don't want him to have any long term injuries, but I also want him for this game, Mateo Kovacic, because I think the best way we beat Liverpool is because under the Klopp team, their best asset in their midfield was always the fact that their midfield were runners, apart from maybe Fabinho. So you'd have like Henderson and Keita, for example, who were runners there, and they bring that in. Now with Thiago, they're probably going to try to bring someone to control. So I don't know, it's probably them. That's it for me. If those four start, then I'm confident.
Yeah, no, fair. I think from a Liverpool perspective, obviously, Kovacic and Kante play well against Liverpool for some reason. The sort of Kante's injured, and then he sees a Liverpool game, comes out of the freezer wherever they've kept him, preserved him. Trains one day and then puts in a Blasic or whatever they call it, a classic.
One day again, to be fair.
A what?
He's trained one day again, so.
Yeah, so that's the annoying thing. Kante just comes out of nowhere and just plays well against us. So I really hope he just does not play. I love Jorginho in there because I feel like we can get around him. Ben, for us, for the mighty Reds, key men.
Everyone, to be fair, mate. Yeah, no, I had to pick three. It's really hard. This is to do that, but I'm gonna pick four. Alisson, obviously, is Alisson, best keeper in the world. He's been the best in the Premier League this season. It's an absolute disgrace I wasn't nominated for Player of the Season, but it is what it is. Virgil, obviously, the high line. You know, he's the master of it. If you look at the amount of times we catch teams offside, he's the one that's just screaming at everyone when to push up, when to drop, whatever. Thiago, obviously, and Trent. And I say Trent because if Trent's on his absolute best, it doesn't matter which one of the front three are on the best, because it's Trent. Like, as long as he's putting balls into the boxes in the right areas and somebody's there, it doesn't matter if it's Jota, if it's Mane, if it's Diaz, it doesn't matter. And again, I don't think we've really seen Trent at his absolute best for a few weeks either. So maybe tomorrow's the day where they all just think, you know what, we need to just get back to our best, you know, win this cup, get the spirits up, because obviously we all know that the league's not in our hands. and then if we've got 2 in the bag going into that Real Madrid game, that's going to do wonders for our confidence. So yeah, I think everyone's just got to turn up. We know with us, it's not really about individual performances; it's about the whole team. And I think that's something we've always done since Klopp came in. Even when we was using trash players like Joe Allens and Lucas Leiva, even though I love Lucas Leiva, but he was very old, wasn't he, when Klopp came in? But like it was just all about everyone coming together and everyone giving their all. And people mock it for passion and desire. Like it's become a bit of a joke now on football Twitter, but if you don't have it, you don't win titles. It's as simple as that. Look at Man City. They don't have it. They didn't beat Real Madrid. So is what it is. I just feel like, like I say, if everyone's playing well, then we'll be all right.
I mean, for me, personally, I'd say Henderson is probably the key to this being in the 6. We haven't seen him in the 6 in a big game like this. So wow, like it could be he could be the difference maker in that sense in terms of how well he plays. I think if we look objectively, just from like who does turn the screw, whatever. I'm trying.
Flip the switch. I just flipped the switch.
The guys that really turn it on for us are the likes of Thiago, Keita in midfield, and then if they're working well together, the amount of progression they give to our forwards and like sort of isolations they give the likes of Salah, Diaz is amazing. I think Mane against the back three is going to be tough. I would be interested to see how he plays that because I doubt a crossing game against 3 Chelsea centre backs is going to be, especially Thiago Silva and Rudiger, very good in the air, which is, I guess, they're a threat for them. Although we have the likes of Khanage and Van Dijk, so I don't know. I think it's down to our midfield really. This game's going to be won in midfield for both sides. Actually, I'll save that question for later. I think we should get onto a fun question now. Here, I'll start with you, Arjun. We got asked this question early in the chat. I think it was Sean who asked it. Sean, you're in the Young Bucks Hall of Fame. Arjun, favorite ever Chelsea Liverpool game and why?
This points out to the fact that I genuinely thought we were going to play in the Champions League this year, and we probably should have. Like, I mean, Real Madrid did their judge or whatever they do in it, but Chelsea Liverpool that 4-4. I've not seen a game. I was still quite young, but I think what was it 08-09? Alex scored that free kick. I still have not seen a game with that much high quality and just end to end, so much going on. I think we won the first leg 3-1, but like, still, what a game! I just don't know why Chelsea Liverpool to me that's what stands out. As Chelsea Liverpool that 4-4.
I remember that game because we went 2-0 up. Aurelio
did that free kick, and that's when it was even. Obviously,
and Alonso. We were missing Gerrard that game. I think Gerrard got suspended in the Ivanovic double game because I remember that game. We had so many chances in that first leg as well, and Ivanovic, just 2 headers, isn't it? Mate, yeah, nah. Abs, what about you, bro? Favorite ever Chelsea pool game?
It's so good because you know what? To be fair, this is the Chelsea Liverpool game since Jose came in. It's been a massive game. My one's a bit later, but I just loved it because of the scenes in it. My one was Diego Costa's first season when Emre Can scored a banger. It was at Anfield.
2-1 at Anfield.
Yeah, it was 2-1. Emre Can scored a banger at Anfield, right? And what was it? And I think Gary Cahill scored. He scored, and it was there was something because I think Mignolet caught it, and then he went over the line.
Yeah.
It was early in the season, I think.
We rested our players for that game as well. We went to the Bernabeu and dropped Gerrard, Coutinho. We played. Ben, do you remember that game? We went to the Bernabeu and played like. That game.
That's why I hate Brendan Rodgers. I'm sorry. You don't go to the Bernabeu and not play Steven Gerrard.
And he rested them to play Chelsea, and we lost.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then Costa last minute volley. The scenes were beautiful. And the reason I love it so much is because I know how much Liverpool fans hate Diego Costa, innit?
I actually like him. Unpopular opinion.
No. I'm not saying you, Ben. I'm saying as a collective, I've seen.
Yeah. No, I'd love a player like him, mate.
He's one of those players that if he's on your team, you love him. It's like
Yeah,
Suarez. If you've got Luis Suarez, you love him. If you don't, like you
I was at that
dislike
game where Henderson squared up to him and Costa got scared and ran away in the Carabao Cup.
the Sunderland.
If not that, it would be the reverse fixture of. Actually, no, I'm taking it back. Even the 2008 one where Drogba scored twice, Lampard scored a penalty. I think this year his mum died, and Ryan Babel scored the goal from outside the box, innit? Where he just basically struck it now first time right foot. So it's one of them two, but probably the Costa one.
Ben, all right, give us a Liverpool victory. What's your favourite Liverpool Chelsea fixture?
I don't know if it's my favourite, like in terms of how big the game is. Because obviously, I said before that don't say the Champions League one because that's just obvious. But when we won the league 5-3, that was a mad game. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's my absolute favourite, but I feel like because it was the night we finally got to see Liverpool lift the trophy, I think we were 3-1 up. Naby scored the screamer. Trent scored. So two of my favourite players scoring in the game. Like that's already enough to put it up there. So we're 3-0 up, and then Giroud scored right before half time. Then we went 4-1 up with Bobby, and then Abraham scored, and then it was kind of close for a bit, and then we just took it away. Ox scored right at the end, and obviously we saw them walk into the cup, lift the trophy, and me and my brother went outside, and obviously because whilst the Prime Minister was obviously out with his chums drinking, we obeyed the rules and we stayed in our house, and we tried to make the most of it by having a party. Like we had the champagne going, we had tunes going, and it was just a really emotional day. Like we knew it was going to happen because City had already lost. You know what I mean? So we knew if the league was done.
City lost to Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. The red card thing and all that. But yeah, I don't know. That there's probably loads more in the past that have been like more significant, I guess, because we all knew we were going to win the league. But I just think for that moment to beat Chelsea, to then lift the Premier League trophy, it was a special day. And obviously with the whole emotion going through that year, like it was a terrible year for everyone, I'm pretty sure. Like not great for myself and my family, but yeah, just that day, man, just with my brother, who he's the reason why I support Liverpool. Just followed my big brother. It was beautiful, man. So that game for me was the one. Or it's up there at least. It's up there.
You've changed my opinion, but I can't go with the same one. So I'll have to stick here. First of all, Big Les, the big man, the big dog. I assume you're talking about Mr. Fame, Grizz Khan. He's on the Big Six show, but I feel like that's ended, which is why the views have slowly popped up. Which is why to all you new viewers that have come from the Big Six show, there's a like button there, and if you hit that like button, your team wins tomorrow. And I assume most of you are Liverpool fans because it's a Liverpool channel. If you're a Chelsea fan, just still please likes. We've got 2 Chelsea fans in here representing you well. For me, quickly. I'm torn. I want to talk about the big Champions League games, but I'm going to try and avoid them. For some reason, there are 2 that stand out. The one where we went to Stamford Bridge and I think we won 3-1, and Mourinho got sacked the next day. Coutinho scored 2, and Benteke scored. For me, that was like Klopp's first big win, and I was like. Damn, like he's actually got us. He had Firmino on the false 9. We didn't. Firmino, I think people forget the first 2-3 months he was a nobody because Rodgers had him on the left. I don't know what he was doing. Brendan Rodgers. At the end of the day, he's a confused man. But yeah, for me that stands out as like the sort of first. I think that and like we beat Man City at the Etihad like 4-1 in such a close proximity. That win was massive. So I think that, and then I'm gonna break the rules because I guess I'm hosting. There's another one which stands out. It's from the 08-09 season in the league. Torres scores 2 at the Cop end. And he does that celebration where he like knee slides and then crosses his legs.
Oh, where he sits down in it.
Sorry?
Where he sits down, where he basically
Yeah, for some reason that game, like that was probably our best team until the Klopp era, like in terms of actual quality and just seeing it like all come together. What a dream. So there we have it. We've done that question. Let's get into lineups. I'll start with Abs. We'll go around everyone. Abs, how do you think Chelsea are going to line up? And I want to see your score predictions.
He's going to be Big Edu in goal. A back three of Rudiger, Thiago Silva through the middle, Trevor Chalobah. Left wing back is going to be that guy, Marcus Alonso, even though he was rubbish, but he's going to be in probably. Centre mid is, I don't know why, I can see that Jennifer guy starting. That's the problem.
Who's Jennifer, bro? We need to really slander names.
Jennifer's Jorginho.
Why'd you call him Jennifer?
Long story, innit?
Ballon d'Or. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna slide. You guys were the ones telling us that he's gonna win Ballon d'Or. Chelsea fans were saying that.
No, we shamelessly propped him to win Ballon d'Or, innit? But it's calm, innit?
But now it's Jennifer.
Yeah, he's always been Jennifer. He just, he got the fake makeup and that, and done a few things. That's all that happened with him. So yeah, I think it's going to be Jorginho. I think Kante is going to start. Reece James, obviously, Reece's Pieces has to start right wing back. And the front three of Havertz, Mount, Pulisic, and not Pulisic, Werner.
Turbo Timo. He's been talking a big game this weekend. But look,
they've all been talking a big game. Have you seen the Tuchel quotes that have just come out on Anfield Talk?
Now, what do you say?
Mate, have a look at them when you get a minute. Jeez.
Aspilicueta was doing interviews with the press today by himself. I was like, man, focus on the game. Like,
he's gone in on Klopp, mate. Tuchel has. But yeah, I'll talk about it at the end.
Arjun. Oh wait, Abs, did you give your score prediction?
Oh yeah, I didn't. I don't know why. I think this is gonna go to extra time again. I don't know why. I just think it does.
Please,
and I can see it. No, I just can't see it because these games. The thing is, this is probably the least evenly matched we've been this season. So I'm gonna go for
my heart rate in that game was.
I'm gonna quote my guy Jay from On The Ball TV. Shout out Jay if you're listening. I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for a young 2-1 in it.
To Chelsea,
you just said it's gonna go extra time.
Yeah, 2-1 in ET.
So it's gonna be 1.
Right,
who's getting your winner?
Ooh, Kai Havertz.
Best on earth, yeah. Okay, I hear it.
I thought Lukaku was coming out of your mouth.
No.
Lukaku.
If he scores the winner, I'll probably have to go into hiding myself because I'm a.
What? Be happy if he scores the winner. What do you mean?
Because I've been running the most agendas, so I'm gonna start cooking you in it.
1 goal for Jennifer and 1 goal for
cooking you because your team won a trophy, man. What the hell is this?
Arjun, team and score.
Obviously Mendy in goal. I think he's already said he's starting. Tuchel's going to do this thing that he always does when the other team has a quick forward. He's playing Reece James at right centre back, which is going to drive me crazy, but I know he's doing it. He's going to play him at right centre back, Silva in the middle, Rudiger left centre back, Alonso is going to play left wing back, then Aspilicueta is going to play right wing back. I personally don't agree with that, but he's the captain as well, so I think he'll start. And then I think Kante and Kovacic have played in the last 2 games against Liverpool, but I'd go for Jorginho and Kante to start. Kante has done this thing where he hasn't trained, he ain't played, and he can just turn up. And Jorginho gives a bit of balance. You can pass the ball a bit better. Kovacic, I think, as an impact sub, might be a bit better. Legs are tired, he can drive the ball a bit more. Big Wembley pitch. I'd go for that. and then Mount, Havertz, and I don't know, man. I'd want to stop Pulisic, but I just can't trust him. I think Werner causes more threat. As useless as he is sometimes, he causes more threat. And I think in behind that space behind Trent, I think we've got to go with Werner, I guess. Yeah, Havertz, Werner, Mount, the Champions League winning three.
The bravest choo-choo train down the left.
And I've had one of these feelings, yeah. One of my visions has come through. Sky Bet, I know they do a to score a header thing. Put money on Rudiger to score a header. We're going to win 1-0. I promise you.
If Rudiger scores against us, I might.
Rudiger's going to score late in the game. 77th minute, he's scoring a header. Watch.
Yeah, and then it's Divock Origi o'clock, as None Your Business says, in the 85 plus. Ben, how are we lining up? How the Reds? What the 11 Reds that are setting up to take home the oldest cup competition?
Yeah.
In the history of football.
It's very simple, mate, and I don't think you're going to be able to disagree with this, but we'll see. Alisson in goal, Robertson, Virgil, Ibu, Trent, Hendo, Thiago, Naby, Diaz, Mane, Salah. Simple. The only change I could potentially see is Matip for Konate, but like Arjun said, the pace with Werner, I think Konate is definitely the one for this game. I think Luis Diaz is going to be huge. He's, we've already seen it at Wembley. He had a great game. I just think, I hope that we play how we played the last time was at Wembley, especially in the first half against City. I know it's not going to be the same game at all because they're completely different setups, but that first half, we came out, we pressed, we got the chances, we were clinical with our chances. I mean, fair enough, Mane did have to slide tackle their keeper to get one of the goals, but I don't know, man. I am confident, and I think we're going to win 2-1. I think that's just the safe one to say. I am manifesting a Luis Diaz goal just to almost cap off. I'm not going to say fully cap off because it's still a Champions League final, but just one big moment from Luis Diaz in this game. I don't know why I feel it coming. And I'm going to say Naby Keita. People will laugh at that, but he scored against Chelsea before. He scored a screamer. Naby lad is scoring tomorrow. Clip this. Get ready to tweet it out. Naby Keita is scoring at Wembley Stadium tomorrow.
Mate, fair. If to be honest, if especially if Naby gets the winner, there's no one that deserves it more than him. The way he's been playing this season. So for me, I agree with Ben. I think I'm leaning. I was torn between Matip and Khanage because Matip. I feel like Chelsea are going to try and hit spring on a counter attack more than they do against us. I think they're going to try and make it really hard for us this time, and drop a couple steps. So Matip on the ball, obviously, he's probably. I'm not even like. Divock Origi is our most clinical forward, and Joel Matip is our best passer. And some of you might laugh at me, but actually Trent and Thiago, I'm a liar. But yeah, Konate's threat in the air. We forget about this. He scored in the semi against Chelsea. He scored 2 against Benfica. He sometimes Virgil gets double teamed, and it just sort of leaves. As well. City, it just sort of leaves him free, sort of. And look, I think Matip's no slouch in the air, but Konate's got that presence and the pace, the recovery pace on Werner is probably going to be. I think Werner's going to start. Chat, get your score predictions in. Liam says 2-1 Mane, Diaz, and Lukaku. Look, I'm playing it. If it's 1-0 and goes off Andy Robertson's backside. Who am I?
Mate, if it's a 1-0 own goal, or I don't care. If it's an absolute disgraceful penalty decision that is never a pen in a million years and we score, who cares? As long as we get the cup.
I'm gonna say, I agree. I'm gonna be the most confident person here. I'm gonna say 3-1 Liverpool. I don't know why, because Chelsea always cause us problems. But I think we're going to start quick, as we did against City. And I can see us maybe springing a couple goal lead. But then Chelsea probably pulling us back. And then, he comes on in the 85th minute and Divock Origi in the 88th makes it 3-1. Game over. Job done. And that's trophy number 2 out of 4. Danny says 1-1. Mane scores one of them. Chelsea on penalties. Thiago Silva man of the match. Daniel, you just hate Liverpool. And I don't
Can I
respect
just ask
it.
the Chelsea fans a quick question before we move on? If it goes to pens, is he making that sub again or not?
Yeah,
No,
I think he will.
No,
He spoke about it in the presser again today. He didn't answer.
No,
I reckon
don't
he
put
would.
Poppadom's hands on, please. No way.
It's not his Poppadom hands. It's his Poppadom feet, bro. Rosette business.
Nah, listen.
I think he will.
Nah, listen. You know what? I'll do one thing to Kepa. Generally, with his feet, he's not been that bad, innit?
Bro, some kid in Rosette took that ball home and got a souvenir.
I know, but you know what?
He had
a bit of
Captain
a
America's shield on his boot. Boosting. Pulisic forgot to take it onto the pitch and gave it to Kepa. Was like, put that in the back of the net. He's put it in Rosette.
Trust me. Nah, but I do not want to see Poppadoms come anywhere near the team, innit? He needs to just hold bench till you leave, bro.
Another one for the Chelsea fans. Both of you can answer it. If Chelsea lose this, what's Tuchel's situation looking like? Is he under pressure, or is he now, especially Abramovich has gone? How do you think the owner's going to deal with him?
It's not that deep. It's just another final loss, because I think most of us have accepted that. I already told you there's only 7 players I'm currently keeping long term. The others, the sooner they go, the better. Because you have to remember, none of these guys are actually his players. None of them. The only, you can say Lukaku you want, but I think it's pretty obvious. The guy was a board signing. Saul was a loan signing, and he's not a footballer, so I'm not throwing him in there.
I forgot about that guy.
Tuchel has not got his players. Tuchel has been here for a year and a half. It'd be stupid to throw away a guy who took a bunch of scrubs now, flipping Ziyech and Jennifer and Alonso and all of them Champions League title, man. You can't sack him. You can't. There's no pressure. He needs all the backing he deserves, and he deserves
Who do you
it.
replace him with as well? Like, there's no one out there.
Nah, on that point though, I think the new owner was in yesterday. He had lunch with him. Tuchel stays. You got a mixture in this squad of Sarri, Conte, Lampard players. It's a mess.
Even Rafa Benitez when we had him.
Even as Ab said, I promise you, there'll be at least 10. You've already got 4 gone as free agents, like Aspin, Alonso already signed or whatever. But there's 6 or 7 more going in the summer. He's going to build a proper squad for himself. Like, obviously, I don't think we'll compete again next year for the league, because obviously it's a new squad. But this is the time where Chelsea will actually build a squad for a manager. I think they're not going to go. Roman's gone. It won't be sacking all the time now. It's different.
Ben, I know we've touched on it already. El quadruple, you're playing it down, but say there is a scenario where West Ham take points of City. Are you a believer again? I know we had a video recently called 1% chance, 99% faith, and at the time it was probably 20% chance and 80% faith. Now it's probably 1% chance and 99% faith. How do you think this game? I think there was a comment. Who said it? So here we go. Tom Darby. I've got a theory. If we win tomorrow, City will lose on Sunday.
City are losing on Sunday. I promise you. It's too easy for them to win already. They're losing on Sunday.
This is the thing, because it's Mark Noble's final game for West Ham. Declan Rice is going to be playing out of his skin for his club legend Mark Noble. And he's going to get the boys riled up at the London Stadium, and they're coming for 6th place, taking it off United. But
I agree. I think City drop points on Sunday. Last game of the season for West Ham. I think they will. I hope they don't, but
not for me, man.
I just want it to go to the last game and us to beat him with a shout.
Don't worry, the Premier League will engineer it for you. Trust me. They're not going to let it finish this week.
Thank you.
Trust me. Same for the top 4 race. They're not going to. Something will happen.
Thank you.
You guys will lose tomorrow. City lose on Sunday. You're back in the Premier League race. Watch.
Southampton, Ben Narek gets sent off. We beat them 9-0. We got the goal.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
God.
Salah, They all do that now. No,
They are, yeah. They
It's
haven't had
coming. We nearly handed it to them, but it's coming.
Bro, trust me.
I don't know. Eurovision, Ben, are you gonna watch it
When is it?
tomorrow?
What time?
It's tomorrow.
That was just a no.
It's tomorrow. It's
But
it's
you know
the-
what? Last year I watched it, and that was like the first time I proper watched it. And I actually I enjoyed the voting part much more than the performances. I thought the voting part was so funny.
I only
The
watched
guy
voting.
from England stood on the stage and he didn't get one vote, not one. And it's just like, we're so pathetic. Huh? We just are like awful in every way. But I'll probably watch it depending on the outcome. If we win, I might sit down for a few beers. If I lose, I'm probably going to go to bed. So, yeah. Why are you laughing?
Just the way you said it is just like no.
If we lose, it is what it is. We go again in Paris. If we win, yeah, I'm cracking some beers open and chill. Because I'm not going to the game, unfortunately. I was unsuccessful, so
I thought you were talking about Eurovision. I don't think you're talking about the final.
No, that's what I'm saying. If we win the final, I'll watch it. If we lose, bro, I'm not sitting down watching some Danish bloke singing some song that I don't understand. It's not happening.
It's so funny though. Some of the people, they're not even like singers; they're like artists.
I guess, yeah. Well, we're gonna win anyway, so yeah, I'll watch it.
Abs, who you got in Eurovision? Very serious question on Grizz Khan TV. Young
Ukraine
Bucks
are
Friday
gonna
night.
win, man. Come on, Ukraine are gonna win.
So I'll be real. I don't really follow Eurovision like that, so I'm just gonna go blind faith and say, oh no, but it's gonna come back to bite about Italy in it if they're even a part of it.
They won it last year.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know
I have no idea it works.
Me neither.
I mean, we promised Sean we'd ask this question. So, to all those that are watching now, this isn't Eurovision Fan TV. This is Grizz Khan TV, home of the social media star Grizz Khan, who features on famous shows such as The Big Six and 90-Minute Football. But Arjun, Eurovision.
I'm not gonna lie, I've not watched Eurovision in my whole life. I have no interest in it, but Sweden, why not? Let's go for Sweden. I'm wearing yellow, might as well go for Sweden.
I'm personally,
and so are Chelsea tomorrow. The lucky yellow
Chelsea.
kit.
Chelsea wearing yellow tomorrow.
Chelsea are wearing yellow tomorrow for some odd reason. God knows.
So
the team has to be away. Yeah.
Also, I think 10 years ago there was a final between us two. Chelsea.
We haven't even mentioned that.
Chelsea's all-star midfield just about got past a pivot of Jordan Henderson and Jay Spearing, and that was a first-year Jordan Henderson, so not seasoned captain Jordan Henderson. But I'll have to start with you, Chelsea boys. Where were you on that famous day? Were you
just before you start with these guys? Is it all right if I sign out and just bounce? Because
yeah, mate, go for it. Yeah, you've had a long day.
Yeah, man. It's been a pleasure. I did a 12-hour shift basically. I'm not dipping, leaving the hard work to Ohms. I'm done for the night. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed it, yo, listen, I've got to go to sleep, bro. I'm done, bro. I can't get my eyes open anymore. But yeah, man. It's been a pleasure talking to the Chelsea boys again. Big up you two, and I would wish you the best of luck, but I'm not going to. So yeah, just try not to enjoy the game too much tomorrow. And Ohms, I'll catch you later, mate.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, quality.
Big up, man.
All right. This is quite. How has this happened?
Omer, this is where we've got you now, Omer.
You got me in the corner. Go on, grill me. Grill me. Go on. Chelsea fans, I'll let Arjun. Do you have any pressing matters you want to ask a Liverpool fan about the game tomorrow? Why we're so confident? Or
Liverpool, you guys do this. You have this narrative in your head. It happens. But seriously, like, where do you think? I'm asking you firstly. Where do you think the game? Where do you think we can cause you the most problems? Don't say Trent to win because that's just obvious. Like everyone knows that's going to happen.
I say
and Omer, if you guys walk away with the Carabao Cup, like you said, it's not a failure, but seriously, like, can you guys recover from it? I don't think you will. That's massive.
What do you mean? You're talking about the mentality. Massive. You're talking about the mentality monsters, and it's not like this is the end of an era. Klopp is slowly evolving this team. Look, we've got we've had the players like Luis Diaz coming. We've got Fabio Carvalho coming in. Tchouaméni, he's rejecting Chelsea.
He's coming to Chelsea.
We've got a plan. We've got the likes of Khanage coming through. Fullback still young. Alisson's got another 20 years in him.
But you don't think that stings you mentally though? Do you not think it will sting you?
They've been in the.
You have it all to play with 2 weeks.
These boys were on cloud 9 for 2 seasons, and in last season we had 6 home defeats in a row. We were staring down the barrel of disaster. We were going to be the team in the Conference League, and somehow we pulled through to Champions League. So these players have had Reece Williams and Nat Phillips. Thank you. They are the reason we're in the Champions League. Thank you. But like they've seen hell. And look, I think
Raheem Sterling, Benzema, the daggers are going to kill him, man. They're going to kill. I promise you. You won't recover.
Raheem Sterling's not in the Champions League final.
No, he's going to win City the league on the weekend, though.
He's not.
Raheem Rupees.
Raheem, what do you call rupees?
He's dead, man.
Inflated. Nonya says Mbappe waiting for the winner of Champions League before. Nonya, if Mbappe, we wouldn't pay his wages, but if he came, it would be mad. But Arjun, I want to answer your question about Chelsea. I've said this at the start, and I'll say it again. And I want Liverpool fans. I want all you analysts. What are you? Are you an analyst? Analyst?
Yeah, an analyst.
Analyst. Yeah.
Analyst.
An analyst. Yeah.
Yes, to all the analysts out there. Look how Chelsea play against us tomorrow. Look how Mason Mount, look how Timo Werner play against us tomorrow. They're not necessarily Timo Werner. I'd say more the likes of Mount and Havertz. Chelsea like to get balls high and wide and sort of then have so that they get the ball high to their wing backs first. So whoever's there, I don't know, might be Aspilicueta, Alonso. This is why Alonso always plays well against us, because Alonso, forever how defensively liable he is, he's a big game player, first of all, I think, for Chelsea.
He is well.
And he's technically a decent player, and him and Reece James are technically very good players, and they sort of play like diagonal balls, sort of not really into the channel, but the ball goes out to them, and then they play it back in, and that's when the likes of Mount and Pulisic or Havertz start running on and just cause us all sorts of problems. So, like I said, it's those third man runners that are going to kill us, and they've killed us. It's not just Chelsea are probably the team that have done it to us most consistently. You know the 5-3 win Ben was talking about when we won the league. Do you remember Pulisic's game in that? He came off the bench and he scored. I think he scored a
good dribbling goal and assist as well.
He dribbled past Van Dijk as well. Let's get that in.
Yeah, well done. That's another trophy alongside the Mickey Mouse Super Cup and whatever Club World Cup.
Club World Cup.
They've done the treble. Chelsea have done the treble. Chelsea have done the treble. The dribble past Van Dijk. I wanna. Oh, Abs, are you going on to Husam?
Yeah, in a little bit, just after this, bro.
Oh, you've got a big shift. Husam, we're gonna wrap up soon. Husam, if you're still there, I wanna hear your Eurovision and FA Cup final predictions. Anything else? We might actually wrap up there. I mean, we've talked about what I will say before we go. I will say Liverpool and Chelsea, since the Mourinho Benitez years, has probably been, for me, the most intense rivalry.
Yeah.
100%. And
Definitely.
People say, for me, like, historically, Liverpool United is obviously the biggest game for us. But we've sort of, United have caught us at a bad time. I mean, we've still had massive games against them, but we've sort of caught United at bad times. Whereas, look, I can go 2005, we won a Champions League semi-final. 2006, we won an FA Cup semi-final. 07, 08, 09, semi. We've been in an FA Cup final. We've had big games in the league. And this season, we're in 2 more cup finals. So, it's a rivalry that's, for me, like, of people of all our generation, the Young Bucks generation or whatever. Big up Eddie's football waffle. Big up Young Bucks. Chelsea need this trophy with trouble. Good try, guys. Quad hype will truly be over. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Chelsea Liverpool has been like the most intense and fierce rivalry. Like there has been genuine hatred from both sides over the last 15 years, and from the players to the fans. And that's probably come from the likes of Mourinho. And the whole, like, you could say the whole Gerrard Chelsea situation, whatever, the whole Gerrard Lampard debate. It's just too many storylines there between the clubs. Before I go, I wanted to just hear you boys' thoughts on like what you thought of the rivalry and like how you sort of rank it.
Bro, I'll tell you this for free. It's actually one of the most. I think it's a top 5 rival, or even a top 4 rivalry in the Premier League era. Because the thing is, yeah, we've not necessarily, apart from that one season in 2009, even then we were a bit dead, where Liverpool and Chelsea have actually challenged for the league together. But there's always been that little thing. I think also the fact that, you know, obviously because you guys are the biggest club in Liverpool and we're the biggest in London by an absolute landslide, hold that, Arsenal fans. I think it's like it's a coming together of two cities, isn't it? So that's what it is. And obviously you said the Gerrard Lampard thing, you know, the whole, what's it called? I don't know, and then the way that they just see the fans and stuff. Because, you know, I've got loads and loads of Liverpool fans in my family. My dad's a Liverpool fan. You know, shout out Lois, she's a Liverpool fan as well. She despises us, and somehow, yeah, I think that trickles onto me a little bit sometimes when she screams at me still. But nah, so that's what it is, man. It's like an underrated rivalry. It definitely needs a league title challenge though, innit? That's what I think it needs to really like kick it off.
Yeah, no, I agree. Arjun,
what's the question again?
What are thoughts on the Liverpool?
What does it mean? The rivalry, yeah. I think the rivalry is. I get the top 5 thing, but I think as a top 5, I think the game Chelsea Liverpool is a good game. It's always a good game. It's never boring. It's always a spectacle. That's what big teams are. And I think going from Mourinho times anyway, we always used to rouse everyone up. You got Chelsea against the world. But yeah, no, having 2 close friends that are Liverpool fans. One who sadly didn't show his face today in the chat, probably sleeping. Bit deluded, I think they are as a fan base. I think they're deluded. I'm sorry, I'm on a Liverpool channel, but yeah, we'll make of that what we will. But yeah, no, I just think Liverpool, they just rile me up. I can't stand them. I cheer against them every week. When Aston Villa scored in the week, I was celebrating as an Aston Villa fan. So personally, I really don't like Liverpool, but nah, I think the game is just it means a lot. It's an exciting game, and I can't wait. And when it's a final, which I feel there's been quite a few recently, it just means a lot more. Yeah, big game.
Look, guys, I know this Arjun guy very well, and I can vouch for both of us when I say we've had some big fallouts over Liverpool and Chelsea over the years. I've not wanted to show my face on a Monday morning at school sometimes because I know this guy. Any little thing. Oh, Liverpool drop points at the weekend. You're finished. Your team's done. Van Disney this, Van Disney that, whatever. Man. It had me rattled, but I'm sure I've rattled him too. So it's the football's football, and look, to teams like it's a controversy as well. There's been too much controversy. We could go into it all day, and like the Champions League games, it's the Champions League heritage. When you get to those final 8, final 4 teams,
hopefully we get one soon. We are due a 2-legged Chelsea.
I thought it was going to come last year, and last year I didn't want it, but I wouldn't mind it, but it looked like we were on the same side of the draw. But yeah, we'll see.
Look, draws us in the Champions League, do they? So.
Look, Man City just needs to get out of the way. They're trying to recreate the Chelsea brand, but they haven't done the Champions League yet. But I'm being too nice to Chelsea. I don't like you guys. I'm sorry. Anyway, before we go, Abs, do you want to just shout yourself out? I know Twitter. Elon Musk might free you from the shackles.
Yeah, hopefully. So the main tool I'm currently using is On The Ball TV account. It's a podcast I do with Shigs, Jay's Legacy, and Mr. Nose. You know, 4 casual football fans of the biggest clubs in the country, or the Big 6 even. And yeah, we just have a little bit of banter, talk about the games and stuff, do predictions. I'm also going to be, if you saw him in the chat, this is Football for Sam right there. I'm going to be on his channel in a few minutes. We're going to be doing a little preview for the final as well. So yeah, I'm a bit of a busy man today.
Yeah, guys, you're gone.
and that's about it. And you can find me pretty much anywhere and everywhere. And you can follow my Twitter. I'll put it there for the people. So thank you. Take down the comment and people can see it.
Okay. Yeah, guys, go check out Hussam and Abs on This Is Football After 4. I assume you're talking about the there we go. There's all our Twitters, guys. Arjun, you can find him at Mr. He still needs to change that to something like Jennifer to Glory or whatever.
Nah, Eating to Glory. Follow that. If you follow tomorrow, I'll put some videos up on how many free kicks Malang Sarr tries to take in the warm up, which he does every game and doesn't score. So yeah, he literally just warms up taking free kicks and he doesn't score one.
You made so many random. You made so many random signings.
Random players.
He's so dead.
You got Sarr. You got Saul. Who else you got?
Bakayoko, drink water.
Are they still at the club? They're probably still at the club somewhere.
They're all on loan.
Are they still all on loan?
Bro, you know who else? You know how bad it is? We've still got, what's his name? Who's that guy? He was so dead. I forget his name.
Is Lucas Pearson still on loan?
Lucas Pearson.
Yeah. They sold him.
That guy was always on loan.
He was so sick on FIFA though. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. Barkley as well.
Not that guy. I hate him. I hate Ross.
He's rubbish.
He's still at the club, isn't he?
Yep, he's just not in the squad now.
He shouldn't be there, man. He's a League 2 player, man.
To be fair, when he was young, when he was at Everton, I thought this guy.
I don't know what happened.
He could be.
Don't know what happened.
At Everton, he looked like a hybrid of Gerrard and Wazza. Obviously not as good, but he's stylistically.
He looks like He was a worse version of De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Nah. Bro, it's like
seriously, the way he had that glide when he was at Everton, him, Lukaku, man.
Paul and Osman.
And that, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, I just want to say thank you also to Ben. You can find him on Rambling Reds on YouTube. He'll be doing content on there with Shigs and Jamie, who you see on Young Bucks. I want to say thank you to the chat. You've been very generous today with your comments. Been very respectful, Liverpool and Chelsea fans, you know. And thank you for all the likes. We're gonna have to keep hitting that like button, people, because it's the FA Cup final, and if this video doesn't get under 100 likes, just get this video to 100 likes, people. I'm getting tired. I appreciate all your support. Thank you to Grizz for backing the show, and big things to come on the channel. We're having a big think at the moment, and Grizz has some big plans that are wait until you see them. So yeah, smash the like button, leave your comments, your thoughts on the game, and subscribe because we're growing quickly. But yeah, take care, people, and peace.